Am I the a-hole for not letting my stepsister wear my wedding dress? I, 26 female, got married in 2016. My wedding dress was a dress my mom made for me when I was 11. She knew she was sick, and she was a dressmaker, and so I asked her to make me a dress for prom and my wedding for the future. They were basically the same dress, just one was pink and the other was white, but they mean the world to me. Both needed to be altered when I reached the point of wearing them, but luckily my grandma's also a dressmaker and she did it for me. My stepsister, 24 female, is now getting married and wants to wear my wedding dress to hers. She's my stepsister through my dad's marriage to his wife Liz, and they got married when I was 7. She didn't know my mom though, and they were nothing to each other. So for the sentimental part, and the part where she didn't even know my mom and couldn't share in that side of the sentimentality, I said no. I didn't want to give away my dress. Maybe if I have a daughter or a daughter-in-law I'm close to someday, I might offer it there or give it to them if they want it. But for now, I want to keep both and not share. My no has led to fallout though. My stepsister feels like I'm unfair, and it hurts that I don't consider her enough of a sister to share it with her, regardless of who made it. My dad is pissed, because this is the second time she wanted one of them. She wanted my prom dress as well, and he said I should have been willing to share one, since my stepsister has always looked up to me. Liz is pissed because I wouldn't let her fix my prom dress at the time. She offered with very little experience fitting dresses, and went to my grandma instead, and now I won't let her daughter wear the dress. They all say it's been 5 years now, and the wedding dress won't be worn again by me, which might not be true. My husband and I have talked about renewing our vows far in the future and wearing the same clothes. I've been called selfish, mean, a witch and other stuff, and there's a lot of upset over my decision. My stepsister is genuinely sad. She doesn't even care about the sentimentality. She just wanted it because I had worn it, and she always loved getting my hand-me-downs. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. The dress is your mom's legacy for you, and what a touching, beautiful gift. They should be just for you, unless you willingly want to share, or like you said, make them heirlooms for your future kids. Stepsister needs to stop trying to jones your stuff. Tell her she must back off, and to just stop being a lazy leech and buy her own damn dresses. She clearly doesn't get that they are more than dresses to you. You don't owe her a thing. Also OP, because this is the top comment, make sure the dresses are both locked up somewhere safe where only you and your husband are able to access. While I have to hope they wouldn't, I've seen too many stories on here of step-siblings stealing/destroying important sentimental things. There are also posts where the leech refuses to give back a borrowed wedding dress because of the sentimental value. In the best case, the dress would be damaged by being cheaply fitted, with probable stains from the party. Not the a-hole. Sometimes being selfish is being selfish, but sometimes people call you selfish because you have boundaries. Tell your dad you are ashamed for him for his behavior. How it's insensitive of him to ask you to give away what your mom made for you, and you consider it to be a huge emotional subject which you want to keep to yourself as something between you and your mom. Just because he does not feel its significant value for you, does not mean he has the right to demand you share one. He should be ashamed. Excuse me? It's your wedding dress. Sentimental to you? Oh my god, my blood is boiling on your behalf, Opie. I can't even imagine sharing something sentimental to me with someone who won't understand it. Huge, not the a-hole. My mom bought my wedding dress for me. After my wedding, she promised the dress to a co-worker of hers and did not understand why I didn't want to give up my wedding dress to a stranger. So I told her that if it was so important, then my mom could just give her co-worker her own wedding dress from the 70s. My mom stopped asking after that. My stepsister feels like I'm unfair, and is hurt that I don't consider her enough of a sister to share it with her, regardless if who made it. Not the a-hole 100%. There isn't a rule that says that sisters have to share their wedding dresses with each other. Everybody, but Opie, is encouraging stepsisters' bad behavior. Good for you for having a backbone. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for being surly, rude, and mean at a wedding and leaving early? I was asked to be a member of the wedding party. Despite this, I was the only person, not only in the wedding party but also at the ceremony, who wasn't allowed to have a +1. This was an outdoor wedding with unlimited seating. And these people don't give a crap about COVID, so it wasn't about that. I was told it was because my relationship wasn't serious enough despite us being together for a year, that only engaged or married couples were invited, and that they didn't want some random guy in their wedding pictures who I might not even be with later in the future. They don't want to have a look at some random guy in their pictures, even though he wouldn't have been in any of the post pictures at all. Maybe just in the background of crowd shots. There have been no conflicts between them and my boyfriend, and he's a nice and mild-mannered guy who gets along with everyone, so I don't think it was about him personally. So I get to the ceremony and find out that literally everyone else has a +1. Not just married couples, but there are couples there who have been dating for less time than me. This is when I started feeling surly. I smiled and played my part during the ceremony, but inside I was very surly and angry. We then got to the reception, which had way more people than the ceremony. This is where all the more distant friends were invited, and everyone there had a +1. I was literally placed at a table as the one single person, and everyone else at the table was a couple. Some at the table were other members of the wedding party, but others were random distant acquaintances. People started asking me where my boyfriend was, and I said I was told he wasn't invited. They asked why, and I said I had no idea why. This is when I started letting my surliness show and started acting rude and mean because I was humiliated. And then I was brought into conversation with the couple's male friend, Dean. I was previously told that Dean has a crush on me, and I made it clear I wouldn't be interested even if I was single. Even after that, he kept trying to message me and I ignored him. But now the people who brought me into conversation with Dean were like standing around staring at us and giggling behind their hands. Like they thought they were Cupid matchmakers. Dean was absolutely a participant in this. I was meaner to Dean than I've ever been to anyone in my entire life. I was as fully rude as I've ever wanted to be when being the target of someone's romantic interest unwantedly. It's true, I don't really know if I was being set up, but I was already furious before that happened. Everyone was silent and awkward. I went back and finished my meal, and as soon as I was done, picked up my purse and left and went straight to my boyfriend's house, skipping most of the reception, cake cutting, speeches, and everything. I'm now being told by the couple that they are hurt and confused why I left so early. I haven't replied. Wow. There are layers to this, like a freaking parfait made entirely of dog poop in different stages of decomposition, and it just kept getting worse. From the title, I thought you were the a-hole. Then it was like, okay, maybe it's everyone sucks here. Then it got to not the a-hole, and kept on trucking how the newlyweds and Dean are huge a-holes and just kept on going. Honestly, you're absolutely not the a-hole, and in fact should be commended on not engaging in some fully warranted a-hole behavior of your own. Because I absolutely do not consider rudely rejecting Dean's advances to be a-hole behavior when he is complicit in the setup attempt from hell. I think at the very least, you would have been completely justified in not only leaving early, but taking your wedding gift with you because these people are not your friends. I'm still so angry about the entire thing. I wish I had told them to go screw themselves the minute they called my boyfriend some guy I might not even be with in the future. My relationship is one of the most important things in my life, and my boyfriend is precious to me. You need to cut them out immediately. They have already proven they don't care about your feelings by ignoring the fact you previously said you do not want to date this dude. If he contacts you again, get a restraining order because it's some next level diabolical manipulation, and a GTFO of this environment ASAP. Which I would find absolutely hilarious, considering they didn't want some random guy in their photos when they look at them later in life, but now have to look back at photos with some random girl they're not friends with anymore. Lol. Not a-hole. If you were seriously singled out like that as the only major exception by someone, either the wedding couple or anyone in the wedding party, I probably would have been angrier. Honestly, I was the most mad about how they disrespected my boyfriend and relationship, calling him some random guy, and saying I might not be with him in the future. Like, what kind of way is that to talk about my relationship that's extremely important to me? Next story. Am I the a-hole for taking back a gift from a fake baby? I work at a popular clothing retailer, and I enjoy my job very much. My coworkers are great, customers are bearable, but one coworker, let's call her Rhonda, has been making my work life a living hell recently. We have worked together for a couple of years now and things were great. I would even say we were work friends. Then she invited me to her daughter's baby shower last month, and I agreed to go. What I didn't know was this was not a regular baby shower. I arrived with a gift and was talking to my other co-workers that were there, and we figured out none of us had met the daughter. Rhonda introduced her daughter to our little group, and I congratulated her and thanked her for having us. She laughed and said something like, "Thank you, but I'm not pregnant quite yet. But it's always good to be prepared for when the time comes." I was visibly confused, which seemed to offend her. After she walked away from our group, my coworker explained that Rhonda had told her when they arrived that this isn't a regular baby shower, and her daughter had been feeling down because quite a few of her friends had been pregnant. I asked the friends if they knew beforehand, but they said no, and that they were also confused why they were asked to buy gifts, but decided not to make a big deal about it. I asked Rhonda why she wouldn't tell us that it wasn't a baby shower for a specific baby, and she explained the physical invitations explained it was a party for her daughter to shower her with love. Well, none of us co-workers got physical invitations. I asked Rhonda if I could take back my gift since I am not made of money, and I would prefer to get her daughter a gift when she was actually having a baby. Rhonda said that would be rude to take a gift back after giving it, and that her daughter was going through a lot and was looking forward to opening presents. I said I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I took my gift and left. The daughter sent me hateful messages over Facebook, including calling me a disrespectful old witch and a bad friend to Rhonda. I feel bad for storming off and taking back the gift if it was going to cost this much grief. Also, I realized I grabbed a gift that was on top of mine that was from my coworker, and she said she wants me to bring it back to her and not give it to Rhonda and her daughter. But Rhonda found out and is threatening to go to HR if I don't return the gifts and buy something else off the registry for the suffering of cost. Most of the items on the registry aren't even for babies. Am I an a-hole for taking back a gift because I was lied to? Edit. If anyone cares, I'll update after talking to HR Monday. Not an a-hole. And this shower is literally the tackiest, gift-grabby, bad crap crazy thing I've ever heard of. And I've been in several of the more dramatic pregnancy/parenting forums for a long time. Edited to add, I would beat her to the punch with HR and tell them that your coworker is harassing you for gifts that you decided not to give once you realized they were demanded under false pretenses. I thought the grandma showers were the craziest, but this is completely new level. Not an a-hole, and I would go to HR first and tell them your coworker is harassing you about gifts for a fake baby shower and demanding you buy her daughter presents just for the heck of it and lying about her daughter having a baby. Rhonda's behavior is wackadoodle. All the co-workers, by the way, not just Opie. She approached multiple co-workers for a gift grab. Ed is now pissed that she took one back and is demanding another for suffering. Wow. Not an a-hole. Not an a-hole. Go to HR for the co-worker scamming other workers for gifts. This is truly the epitome of entitlement. Does that mean she'll buy a gift for you if you did the same thing? Not likely. Last story is titled, Would I be the a-hole if I don't follow the same trend for my wedding as some of my step-siblings? Long story short, my mom died when I was 8. My dad remarried when I was 10. His wife had kids prior, and then had kids together. Everyone else adjusted really well, but I struggled with the kind of relationships I wanted in the blended family. But in general, I get along well with everyone and never want to hurt feelings. I am very close to my maternal family, and they were still part of my life when my dad remarried. So here's the issue now. 3 of my step-siblings got married already, and all of them threw into the speech a point about how amazing our family is, and how they wouldn't trade any of us for anything. Along with how my dad is their dad in every sense of the word and not just a stepdad. Then after I would post a group photo captioned, "The fam's all here." They brought up to me alongside my dad that they expected the same things from me. Except it's not quite true. I would trade this blended family for my mom back. And I don't consider my stepmom my mom. I'm not even sure I can honestly say I love her. But I don't have any issue with her as a person. So I said I wasn't sure about the speech or the caption later, and they told me it will look strange if I don't. Especially when the others do the same stuff when they get married. And another stepbrother is engaged and planning to do it. I feel stuck, because the truth is this isn't my dream family. My dream family will always be with my mom. But I also know I'm already wearing a locket of hers on the day, and giving my grandparents a photo to hold off her on the day, so she's represented and present in some way. The photo will be on a chair for me to see, but not for everybody else. And I can't say my stepmom is my mom in every sense of the word because she's not, and the whole fam won't be there for me. They are mad that I'm considering something different from them when it has become such a thing. I need to hear from others, from outsiders of this. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Your whole family isn't there, thus making this a vastly different situation for you. Don't let anyone pressure you into doing anything you don't want to do. This is your wedding, not theirs. And why are they even concerned about how it looks and to whom? No one else matters on your wedding day besides you and your spouse. Thank you. I think I just don't want to hurt feelings or start a big drama. When the time comes, just say how pleased you are that your entire blended family is with you to celebrate your special day. I don't understand the stupid tradition they've invented where you have to follow their preset script. That's just nonsense. I think for them, it's the sentiment of declaring everyone almost like a chosen family as well as a family. That you were just so glad to be part of that and couldn't imagine different. And I get that it's true for them. But for me, there is a family I miss and wish I could be part of again. None of them will understand that totally. Not even my dad, really. He minds a bit more, but not totally, because he did choose this family. Not the a-hole. People do not get to dictate these things. You're absolutely not obligated to declare to everyone that you wouldn't trade the family for anything. Of course, you would prefer to have your mom. Do not give in. Imagine how hurtful it would be for your mother's family to see this, even though they know it isn't true. Ask your father, if he was the one who passed, how he would feel about you being forced to do this by a stepfather. Hold your ground on this one. It's worth it. I actually wondered if I should talk to him. Out of them all, he's kind of the one who would understand the most. But he also chose them in the way I didn't. Not that there's anything wrong with him doing so, it's just I'm not sure how understanding he would truly be, you know? You make a good point, though.